Hola amigos, I'm back and this is Heat 2 of the Nicole and Rod Franks Memorial race weekend. You can't quite see on the top right, but I'm on the front row, I'm in second, and it's still a 15 lap race, so it's still wet. This is still a Saturday. We've got a fresh spark plug, so it's not going to, well, hopefully it's not going to flood or chuggle and cause issues. Pretty sure person on pole, number 24, I think he had that kind of issue because he was struggling to start the kart just now, like just when we left the grid and went onto the track. So we'll see if he gets on the track in time, but we'll just do a roll up lap. I was very nervous for this heat because I mentioned it last video. The end of heat 1, the rear tyres, the tread on the rear tyres were not near gone, but they were really low. Like they shouldn't have been that low of tread for just 15 laps. Like it was at least 80% of the tread gone within 15 laps. So really nervous because I was looking at other people's tyres coming onto the grid for Heat 2 and they've at least got 50% tread and we've only got 20-30% tread, so very nervous this heat. Obviously I'm not going to have the pace to keep up with the front runners. Ideally we would like to stay in second, but as I said before, for Saturday, for the wet, it was anything between first and fourth is ideally what I was hoping for. If I got fifth, then I wouldn't be too upset about that because I knew I'd have the pace in the dry to get past those 2 to 3 people to battle for first. So yeah, we're just really focusing on staying on the track. If someone passes, we're not going to fight it because that's just going to lose time. And we know that they're already going to have more pace and they're already going to be quicker than us. In the back of our head, we're also thinking number 5 because he came off really early in Heat 1 and he had the fastest pace in the wet. We knew that he was going to catch up and pass us throughout this heat because him only using 4 or so laps on his tyres wasn't really going to be a competition from me to try and keep up with him. He's going to have way more tread than us, and obviously he's got way more pace than us in the wet, so we knew that he was going to be passing us sometime in this race. So as you can see there, number 18, he's supposed to be in third, so 24 hasn't caught up yet. That's why we had to do another roll-up lap while we cut through the track there. I'm trying to go as slow as I can without, doing any damage to my car, my engine. And as you can see, he's there, so he figured it all out, he got it sorted. Race is starting, first lap, here we go. That was a good start. I didn't want to challenge him in that first corner because it wouldn't have been good for me, so I just backed off. You probably heard that. I backed off a bit, gave him first place. I know he's got more pace than me in the wet, and I know this heat I was going to be really poor on pace, so I knew that if I got in front of him I would have just held him up. He would have just pushed and barged. He would have been aggressive to get past me because he knew that he had more pace than me as well, so no point in me trying to hold first for 15 laps, or it's just not gonna be good for anyone. So stayed in second. We're comfortable here. We just want to stay on the track. We just want to keep looking forward. Also, if you want, please like and subscribe. If you want as well, share to people you think might like my videos and let them watch. Like it'll mean a lot to me as well. So usually I like to say first lap down, no spins, but because we're up at the front, we're not really going to be trying to avoid that middle of the pack scrimmage and spinach and everything like that. So there's number 5. Like, it took him 1 lap to get past and everything. Like, it was easy. Like I said, he's got way more tread. I thought it was going to take him a little bit longer to pass me, because he was starting all the way in 10th because he DNF'd. But yeah, I just knew he had the pace, so I knew eventually he'd be passing me. And you can see he's already pulled away, and first place has pulled away as well. So yeah, I'm no threat to them. I'm just going to watch them drive by, watch them pull away, and I'm just going to focus on my race and just focus on trying to stay on the track. So 18 got past me as well. He really did surprise me this weekend. Like, he really had a lot of pace, and he wasn't like he wasn't his usual. I wouldn't say inexperienced, but just he wasn't his usual driving style. Like, he really drove like he knew what he was doing. He really drove like he should have been up at the front. So he's got a lot of pace in the wet. Like, that really did surprise me. I still did know that I was faster than him in the drive, and you will see heat 3 and 4 that the pace that I have was by far more than anyone on the track in tag restricted light. But yeah, they're just pulling away. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm not gonna push as well to try and keep up with them, because if I push more than what I'm capable of, or more than what my kart is capable of, that's where mistakes happen. That's where you become slower. That's where you spin off. Like, in the wet, you're not wanting to push at 150%. You're wanting to maintain a consistency of 100%. And what I feel like now, with how wet it is with my tyre wear, how I feel now is 100% for me. Actually, I wouldn't say 100. I'd say probably 90. I reckon I could have pushed a little bit more, but I'd say 90% effort. Like, I was still trying. I wasn't. I wasn't going slow on purpose, or I wasn't. I wasn't thinking this is too fast for me, I'm backing off. I was going as hard as what I that black and white flag was for number 24. Shockers. I'm not gonna speak about that. But anyway, so I'd say it's 90% effort. Like, I'm definitely not 100%. I definitely know that I probably could have broken a little bit later than what I was, or I could have got on the throttle a little bit earlier. But like, especially here, it was so difficult for me here. Like, I just slid right to the left, I slid straight to the right. That was the only issue that I was having in that spot there. The sliding wasn't the issue. For me, it was the spinning of the tires. Like, I just couldn't get my throttle control under control, I guess. Like, you're gonna slide regardless in the wet. I just couldn't quite figure out that bottom half. Like, it's just something that, and you probably would have seen. Like, I was gonna say something, but you probably would have seen in the first few laps that's where everyone was pulling away from me. It's just that last corner before the straight. Yeah, I just couldn't do anything there. Okay, off to the left there, it was number 18, so see he was pushing too hard, he made a mistake, put me in third, which I'm not going to complain about. It's, definitely definitely something that I'm happy for. So now literally all I just have to do is maintain my pace, obviously don't slow up, and don't push the kart on myself any more than what I'm doing, and like I feel like I'm in a good spot. It is in the back of my head that he is a lot faster than me, so maybe I have to push a little bit more than what I am, but I find like maybe I could have pushed a little bit more here, but yeah, it was just a not really much I can say about that one. But in third, I'm stoked about it being in the wet. See, like that corner there, I felt like I could have pushed harder into the corner and let the kart understeer and essentially brake itself. So it understeering. So this is where I'm a bit inexperienced. So I in the wet, you want it to understeer and to a point where it's going to grab and where it's going to get that grip and it's going to turn the kart the way you want it to. So there's a lot of ways that you can drive in the wet, the driving lines. Like some people like to do a V line in a corner, so they'll go in the middle of the track and they'll just run it hard left, have the car understeer, and once you get to the outer part of the track, it's going to catch that grip. That grip's going to catch the car and it's going to start turning. I'm not saying that's a bad line. Like I feel like a lot of the faster karts or faster drivers, that's what they do. They won't come in so hard into the corner. The kart's just going to go straight and off the track. Like that, they know what to do. They'll come into the corner hard enough that the kart will slow itself up because of the hard left-hand lock. It will go straight because that hard left-hand lock. It's gonna obviously slow itself up, and it's gonna catch, and that's where the kart essentially naturally brakes, and then you can just throttle on at the end of I guess you can say end of the apex, but you'll throttle on at the end of the corner. So you can do it that way, but I just don't have enough confidence in myself in the wet. I definitely need to go out to the track on a practice day when it's wet and just test everything. Test kart setup, test, or the kart is fine as it is setup wise. Like I said before, could probably tweak a little bit here and there, but I feel like we've got the ideal base of the kart setup. There might just be like one or two things that we want to try with measurements or stuff like that. But it's more my lines I want to test out, like coming in a lot stronger on the corner, letting the kart naturally brake itself because of the hard lock, and let the tyres grab onto the grip on the outside, and then just throttle on the out of the corner. So like you can do it on this corner, but yeah, there's a few corners. It's mainly the, let me see, you wouldn't want to do it on this. Oh, you could probably still do it on that corner. So number 88, he's in mediums. He's in the class. He's in the other class that is racing in in the same race, so he's obviously in first. He's got the pace and everything as well. I'm not going to challenge him. Not going to, why ruin his race when he's in a different class. So we're still in third, even though he'd passed me. See how he took his line? He took his line right around the outside, which back 15 years ago, that's how I used to race. I used to race on the outside of the whole track because that's ideally where the grip is. On the inside of the track, or not on the inside, but like on the inner side of the ripple strips, there's going to be less grip because that's where the dry lines are. All the grip and tread get pushed out to the outside of the track. So that's how I used to race 15 years ago, just on the outside of the track. And it worked back then because I was coming first, like I was in front. I remember back in the day they were called midgets and rookies. Now they're cadets, and I don't even think there is rookies anymore. There's cadets and what is it? They're just KA now. I mean you've got cadet 9s and cadet 12s. When I was 12 we couldn't stay in the midgets, we had to move up to rookies. But back in the day, like me being in a midget, it was just a little coma engine. You spin off, you could keep going. It had like a clutch or whatever. It had its own method to keep going. But in the rookie, it had like a gear, so you spin off, the gear catches, and you can't start again. So obviously the rookie, I'm trying to think what the engine was. Was it a KJ100? I can't remember what the engine was. It wasn't a Clubman, because I think Clubmans were for seniors, which is what I went into when I was 12. What were they called? It's like something national light, national heavy, something that, like, I think it might have been Clubman national light, I don't know. But anyway, back in the day I was running a Coma engine in the midgets, and there was a race in the wet, and I was half a lap, almost a full lap in front of second place, and I was challenging first place, because midgets and rookies obviously got paired together, just like now, like the tag restricted light and heavy, they got paired together. I passed all the rookies, passed all the midgets, and I was challenging the first place rookie, and I was faster than him, but I just couldn't get past him, and it was down at that hairpin, that left-hander hairpin on the other side of the track. I just tried to pass him on the inside, and I got scared, locked up, and spun it, and lost the race. So I had the pace back when I was younger, but different engines, different karts, different experience and knowledge to what we have now, which 15 years onwards, karts have improved, engines have improved, tyres, I wouldn't say they've improved, but obviously different tyres. Like, I mean, I guess you can say that they've improved, but they'll be different material. Like they could be more of a softer wet, they could be more of a harder wet. Like everything's changed from 15 years ago. So where I used to drive around the outside, people are driving on the inside because they've got more traction, more tread. So it's a whole different game than what it was back then. But anyway, I just rambled on for like at least 10 minutes or something. It's the end of the race. Woo! Third place. Kept the position. I'm pretty sure he was behind me. Like, he was fairly close. I think my dad said he was making some errors and mistakes because he was trying so hard to catch up to me. And that's how I kept third place. Like, he just was pushing too hard, and I was just keeping my same consistency. I wasn't slowing up, I wasn't trying to push any hard. I think there was a few laps where I tried to push and the kart didn't want to stay on the track, but third place, not too bad. Second, we qualified fourth, got second heat 1, got third heat 2. We're on to Sunday for heat 3 and 4, which it's going to be a little bit more of a exciting 2 heats, a bit more emotional as well. We'll get into that when it comes around. But if you stayed this long, thank you so much. Heat 3 will be in another week. Please like and subscribe if you do like my content. It's not important to me, but yeah, it still means a lot. It shows that you're interested in what I do and whatnot. But yes, thank you everyone for the support as well. Like, it's been a blast, and yeah, I'll definitely see you next video. Peace.